Well, good morning to all 10 of you that are in the chat. Sounds like there's 10 in the chat, but there's going to be like 3 people talking because everyone's doing other things. What's this thing called multitasking? You can't do that. Adrian, if you're going to be barbecuing and tell us about it, you're just trying to rub it in our face, no pun intended. You might as well just cook it all up for all of us and send it postal, huh? What's up, Mr. Jim, Superman? Superman's in the chat. We got Baggins back. We got the Fran and Galen couple back here. Mr. McGill actually made it up. I don't see Scott K, though. Scott K still sleeping? Sasha's in the chat. We got Mr. Jean. But Jean is going to see Stephen Wilson tonight. That'd be a great show to go see. Hopefully the weather's nice if it's outside. I won't talk about the weather, but the weather's been absolutely shit this year for spring. And we actually have the sun out, but it's like 58 degrees at the end of May. It's fucking crazy. But we are not here to talk about the weather. We are not here to do anything else but get into a Mr. Michael Herman Loves Daria and Lola set. So I don't know if you guys are ready for it, but can you handle it? Because here we go. We are going to get into this. Hopefully we don't have any mess ups so far. I don't see any dropped frames. I don't see anything else, but last night I went out and had a banger. Drank more than I normally drink. Do you see me looking at you like that? So the head's a little wobbly this morning, but wouldn't be a good Friday night if not. Oh, there's Mr. Cumber. There's the cucumber Cumber. So let's get into this and see what I'm just going to assume there's going to be some maybe Rush. There might be some Steve Vai. Who else? Why can't I think of his name? The other guitar player that I love that he puts on here. Let's find out what Michael's got for us. This is what he says. He says, "Hey Cap, had been a while since I did a set list. That is true. Been busy and also not inspired to put a list together. 2 fair points. This is a bit of a mishmash of outtakes from other set lists except for 2 new videos. Are the videos going to be blocked? Should I put a filter on? So here it goes. First is Moving In by Chicago. Ooh, we got some Chicago coming into town. Listen for Terry Kath's soulful vocals and guitar fills. The horn breakdown in the middle is pure gold, and listen for Peter Cetera's fun bass lines while the horns do their thing. All right, well, I like me some Chicago. Reminds me of the 80s, but I know they were before that, but let's get into it. Love that. Nice little slow tempo, low tempo. Building. Ba, boom, ba. Oh my god. If it stays like this, is going on a playlist immediately. This is great. Dude, this is like ain't no sunshine when it's got that kind of feel to it. That little voice is a little weird. Yeah. But the main voice is fucking superb. I love that. Nice walking bass line here. Swing that shit. Swing it. Love walking bass lines. 5, 6, 7, 8. Dude, this is something that I feel like Hoodoo would play. The band I go see. exactly, Cucumber. This is fucking sick. I couldn't listen to this all day long, but certainly for a while. And I'll be honest, like, I don't think of, when I think of Chicago, for some reason, I don't think of this style of music. I think I wasn't expecting this. There's the beginning again. It's a great theme. Dude, how can you not be like happy listening to this?
The most of all we like to play a song or two that makes you feel we know it, like all the good in you is real. We know it. Together now we've lots to hear. Yes, we know it. To all my hearts to share the tear. Yes, we know it. So come and listen if you choose. We know it. And feel our joy.
Dude, I'm smiling. This is a great pick. Michael, way to start off his fucking set. This song is definitely going on a fucking playlist. This is just happy-go-lucky music.
Please give a listen.
The voodoo. I like that little syncopation right there at the end on the bass. Yeah, this is definitely helping my hangover. Oh, nice. Oh, is that the end? That's an interesting end. Yeah, definitely a way to start that shit off. That's going on a playlist. Definitely dug it. Yeah, that kind of music is it's just good for the soul. It's just good for your soul. So if you're ever feeling down in your soul, that's the kind of music you should listen to, and it kind of lifts it up a little bit. You know it. So I do have a question about this since Fran brought this up. Because I have this ongoing battle with some of the people in the chat who are lesser aware of musical taste. I'm just so you know, my disclaimer is I'm kidding, but I'm poking a little fun. It's obvious that I've said this many times, and it's very true. There's no debating it, that the 80s as a whole was the last great decade of music. Okay, after the 80s, the 90s came, and there's some great fucking music in the 90s, but it was definitely the start of the downhill trend of shittier and shittier music. Okay, so the 80s was like the pinnacle, it's like the top. But then I think of the 70s, and the 70s obviously had some fucking sweet music. But for me, it was the 70s as a decade, just outside of music, I think it's one of the worst decades ever. Like, it was just like hippie drug rock, and it was just muddy. It was just messy when I think about the 70s. Doesn't mean there's not good shit in it. There was lots of good music. So my question is like, if the 80s, in my opinion, is the pinnacle of like where music kind of started turning its corner, that means on this side, I would say would be the 70s. And here would probably be on the other side would be the 90s. So then I know Adrian's not here to defend himself, so that's why I'm having fun with this. Which decade of music do you think actually had more classic, better, whatever you want to say, had more just overall? Obviously, they both had great music and some terrible music. But between the 90s and the 70s, what decade would you pick as saying had more classic or better music? I know what Adrian's going to say, but although Adrian does like the 70s as well. But ponder that and put it in the chat what you think, because the 80s were the pinnacle. Actually, I was on my way to the bar last night and I was listening to fucking 80s. I was like, man, I need some 80s in my life right now. All right, here's number 2. Women Don't Want to Love Me by Chicago. Oh, we got another. Is it going to sound like that? Because it'll probably go on a playlist. This is just a cool, funky tune, but the highlight is the guitar solo. The way they do a call and answer with the guitar and horns. Sweet. Peter Cetera on the vocals. This is off their 7th album, which to me was their last great one. Interesting. After this, they lost their guitarist, Terry Kath, to a gun accident. Really? What the fuck, man? I've always thought about that with, like, your favorite band, my favorite bands. What if all of a sudden we just heard that freaking, like, Einer got shot and killed? That'd be fucking fucked up. Or like, Jim Gray, like, had a heart attack all of a sudden. Like, it'd just be, like, such a fucking crazy thought to have this dude have a gun accident. And the other members of the band left over time. When Terry Kathy? The first one you have Kath, and then the second one you have Kathy. So is it Kathy or Kath? When Terry Kath died, the band lost their soul literally and figuratively. Man, that sucks. That is pretty tragic to lose one of your band members, like your family. They went in a more straight pop ballad direction, which is what I think of. See, that's what I think of when I think of Chicago, like the 80s Chicago, not the stuff we just heard. Pop ballad direction, relying on Peter Cetera's voice, and eventually left to go solo. Yes, he did. And wrote fucking Karate Kid's most beautiful soundtrack song. Only the keyboard player, Robert Lamb, and the guys on horns are still with the band. Kath, so it's back to Kath, makes great use of the old wah-wah pedal from the 70s in this one. All right, let's hear what this is. I gotta read your comments about the 70s. Ooh. Sounds like Herbie Hancock. Fuck yeah. Love this fucking voice.
You have to want to try.
Oh, it's really loud. Sorry. There, that's better. I was like, how's that so loud in my ear? Dude, this is great. I just want to make sure, Pyramid, I didn't say the 70s was one of the worst decades for music. I said it was at the very top before the turn. This really does remind me of a couple of Herbie Hancock songs. Different voice, obviously, but the clavicle really makes it. Da 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 da. Yes. I want to play bass like this. There's that wah. hard. I think I like this. Both of these have great energy. I don't know which one I like better. Sorry, Superman, I'm gonna have to disagree with you. P-Funk beats all of these horn players. P-Funk is the horn section of the horn sections. But this, obviously they're good, but P-Funk is the best horn section ever. And Tower of Power is pretty good too. Get it. Dave Matthews' brass section is not even close to either of these. Gotta disagree with you there, buddy. Ooh. Scott K, I already know bass, buddy. Didn't you see my freaking, I did a Dream Theater song on bass when I was in high school, bruh. Alright, that's the end of that one. I think I like one more than two just because I do like the energy of this, but I really like the melody, I think, of one a little bit more. But they're both good songs. Both will go on playlists. Good shit. That's good shit. Now, I'm not trying to... I think you guys are funny because you totally misrepresent what I said, and I thought I was very clear in my disclaimer about it. Okay? I didn't say that the 70s sucked as music. I said it was on the other side of the pinnacle. And my whole point about the 80s is I'm not saying the 80s is the best decade of music. I said it's the last great decade of music. There's a big difference. I'm not saying it's the best decade of music. I'm saying after the 80s, and you can't deny this, as much as you guys love the 90s music, and I love a lot of 90s music, it was the beginning of the downfall. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it was the worst decade of music. Stop misrepresenting me. You guys cannot deny that after the 80s and the 90s came, it started that downfall because fucking Kurt Cobain and all these other bands introduced lay people to this idea that just because you can play fucking 4-bar chords means you're a guitar player. So everybody and their mother started just basically playing the same fucking 4-bar chords in every damn song with some grunge on it. That is the beginning of the downfall. That's all I'm saying. Fucking love the 90s music. I love 90s music. I'm just saying it's on the other side. The people before the 80s, in the 80s, and before it actually knew how to play their instruments and write their own songs. Now fast forward all the way to today, and you got your Justin Biebers and all these other people who don't even write the songs. They just like have some dude, actually from the 80s, his name would go by, Peter Cetera has written some. Are we out? Oh, it says I'm out of keyframes. You've got 80s freaking bands that wrote great hits in the 80s that are writing songs for all these bands now. So again, this is fast forwarded. Not even close, 90s and today. What I'm saying though is it was the beginning of the downfall to now where AI is fucking... What's that channel? Wings of Pegasus. Have you guys ever watched Wings of Pegasus? I don't watch it a lot, but he just shows how every single fucking video you hear and every live show you hear is nothing but fucking pitch correction and shit. It's like all it's turning into is AI doing music all the fucking time. So that's what I mean. Just... Nirvana, love them. They have great music, but they were the beginning of the downfall. Sorry, just the way it goes. Now, that's my point, not what you guys made my point to be. All right, let's get into number 3. That rhymed. Puzzle Box by Haken. Now, off their new live DVD, I'm including the audio link in case there's an issue with the video. Okay, I'm going to probably filter. I should filter it a little bit. Nothing needs to be said. We all know how good these guys are live. Yes, they are. However, I will say this. Puzzle Box is one of the Haken songs that is okay, but I just don't dig it that much. I've tried to like Puzzle Box a lot, but it's one of their ones that I'm just like, yeah, meh, but let's go through it. Here we go. Filter. Good song, just not great. Oh shit. Okay, I'm gonna filter it more than this, but I want to see it. I love his voice, and he's fucking wonderful live. Like I said, it's a good song, but not one of my favorite by these guys. Okay, as soon as I see that freaking warning light on, I'm gonna stop it. Where was this live video taken? What city? Anybody know? Listen to his voice. Kelly, I always find it interesting that Kelly, I guess there's other people besides Kelly that just don't like his voice as much. I think he sounds fucking excellent. That kind of shit is why I don't like this. Just, I hate when Haken does that. The only thing I don't like about Haken. Whoa, what happened? God, when I saw them, well, it's been a year and a half now, I was just, they were excellent live. They were excellent. Yeah, Pyramid. Next time if I get to do an interview, I'll try to do better with the fucking sound. I love his angelic falsetto too. London. Okay, this was in London. I'm catching up with all your damn comments. Yeah, so Nick doesn't vibe with his voice, nor does Kelly. It's so funny to me how, like, Sasha hates everything except Stradivarius, and then he loves Haken sometimes. It's such a weird... How did Haken break through your heart, Sasha? By the way, I do miss Colin a lot. Dude hasn't been around for a bit. Pyramid. Throwing grenades on Sleep Token. You can't do that shit, buddy. Pyramid might have a heart attack. You're a pyramid. Para. I love his voice. Background vocals sound great too. Okay, Cucumber, since you bring up looks, do you think Ross or James LeBrie are better looking? I think overall Ross is a better singer. But I think James might be a little bit better looking than Ross. Ooh, he's doing a little even growling. Yeah, again, the more eclectic Haken songs I just don't get into that much. Especially the carnival shit. Thanks, Cucumber. Should give you a free song for that. Drummer, by the way, I don't know his name, but he's fucking disgustingly sick. Very tight. I wouldn't call him the most creative drummer. He is creative. He's just not. He follows kind of like what you would expect the rhythm to be. He doesn't like break up the rhythms and subdivisions much, but he's very good. I know, McGill, that you love the carnival shit. Oh, you can hear my dogs. Yeah, look at this part. This fucking drummer's going off. Dude, that drummer is just fucking rolling. What's up, Arrow? Welcome back. Good to see you here, buddy. You just missed some great fucking 70s music. Both going on playlists. All right. So, again, I said it. Haken is tied for my top 3 bands, my top band. It goes Caligula's Horse, 1A, and then Haken and Leprous are tied for B, because I just love both of them for different reasons. I feel like Haken has the more proggy side that I like, and I feel like Leprous has the more poppy side, because everyone knows that I think there's a good balance between poppy and proggy, and if you can match those together, it's the best band, which is why Caligula's Horse wins. Because they do that. They fucking have wonderful melodies and beautiful voice and uplifting emotion along with like the proggy heavy shit sometimes. That's why they're the best. They're the best. Leprous tends to be more on the poppy side now, and Haken's too much on the, I would say, proggy side for me. So that's my take. Let's get into the next one. So far, the first 2 for sure are going on a playlist. Number 4 is White Rainbow. Oh, this song, man, like, I'm pretty sure if it's the one I'm thinking of. Maybe I'm getting it mixed up with another one. This one I didn't like for a long time, and I still don't like, but I like the chorus, I think. Maybe if it's the same song I'm thinking of. But I remember when the album first came out, it doesn't even come close to like Love Bite and that kind of, oh my God, Love Bite is such a great song. But I remember being like, this song, I don't like this song. And then it grew on me as I listened to it more. This is the video again, so watch for blocks. Sadly, there's no audio. That's okay. We'll just hope that it doesn't get blocked. So here we go with White Rainbow. I'm pretty sure it's the one I'm thinking about. I'm not good with titles. Here we go.
Let's keep this party going.
That sounded like James. That totally sounded like James. What am I thinking of? What's the part that you hate, Sasha? The one that actually is not weird? Yeah, this is definitely not the one I remember that I was like, so far it sounds okay. I think I'm gonna notice when it gets to the chorus. For some reason is not remembering this. I just saw your mole comment. Yeah, I'm like, I just don't know why I don't recall. This is definitely not the one I was thinking of. Yeah, I'm definitely like getting worse as we go on for me, Michael. For all the Haken songs I like, you pick two ones that I just don't care for. I think we've had... Dude, why does my internet keep going out? I don't think it's my internet. I think it's freaking YouTube. Because now it's saying not enough memory. Like this part. Yeah, this is where it gets weird. Yeah, my upload speeds are at like fucking 9 megabytes per second. Why is my... I'm gonna have to call my internet and be like, look, I'm leaving your fucking asses if you don't fix this. I never had a problem with this before. It's weird, I don't remember this song. Yeah, I know they're from the new album, but I don't remember this one. I thought it was White Elephant that I was like, I don't like this one. But it sounded different to me. Love that. Every time. Yeah, I don't, Joel. We're gonna find out because I've had this internet company for fucking 4 years. This is the part I remember. And I hate it. Is this the part you hate too, Sasha? Yeah. Hate this part. Yeah, this is why I don't like this song. It's just too weird and out there and... Exactly, Sasha, I don't like this part either. And this is what triggered my memory. Michael. Don't like it either. Nobody likes this part, so why'd they do it? So yeah, Arrow, back to you. I've had this internet company for 4 years and never had this problem until recently. So maybe that's what happened. But if it continues to do this every fucking time we have a live stream, I'm gonna have to switch companies and pay fucking more. Pyramid. What a racist song title. Yeah, why isn't it Black? Black Rabbit, huh? Alright, so finally that song ended. I'm sorry, I don't like that song. At the beginning I was like, I don't remember this. And it wasn't sounding too bad, but the more it went on, especially that part that we all hate, except for Ryan, who's weird. I was like, yeah, this is why I can't stand this song. So, Michael, you literally picked the two Haken songs I don't really like that much. You should pick better, like Love Bite, if you picked that shit live. I'd have been happy as hell, because that fucking song is beautiful. It's kind of Haken I like. Or, Drowning in the Flood is the fucking best song Haken ever wrote. Alright, so let's get into our number 5, because we still got 2 more to go. And what was, I knew this was going to happen at some point. The Trees by none other than Rush. I don't know this song at all. I've never heard the title. This is off Hemisphere's album, but is the live version. I love the proggy section in the middle. Let's go. Should I? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna put a filter on this one.
There is unrest in the forest, there is trouble with the trees. For the maples want more sunlight, and the oaks ignore their pleas.
Cucumber, read the lyrics of what? Haken? Oh, okay. Ticka ticka. Dude, this sounds like every other Rush song. Which is why it's good. Maybe I do know this song. You could really hear those toms dated. It's funny, everybody seems to put this song right smack dab in the middle except for Jim. This is a very Rush midsection. There's that ding, 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 ding. Trees. Hatchet, axe, and what? I didn't hear that last part. Trying to listen to the lyrics here, Cucumber. I just love that.
Question that you tend to ask the most often is what if? I think if you had to simplify a motivation or simplify a moving force in our music, that would probably suffice.
And that is the end. I am also going to put that right in the middle. I like it better than the two Haken songs, but definitely don't like it better than the first two. So right now, for me, Michael 1 and 2 are definitely going on playlists, and the others are not. Wait, I don't listen. I know you're joking, but Dream Theater, actually, I've said this before, and I still believe it, have better lyrics than like 95% of all other bands. They have some cheesy ones, they have some bad ones, but most bands have the worst lyrics ever. Very few bands have good lyrics, and out of that, in that context, Dream Theater has like better lyrics and more practical lyrics that are interesting than like 95% of bands that I've heard. All right, let's get into this last song. This is, I'm 2 for 2 on guessing who I thought would be on here. The Ultra Zone by Steve Vai. This song incorporates a bit of world music sounds and features, a well-crafted solo with taste and style while also having highly technical moments. I hope he doesn't have fucking dumb talking in it. It's the only I hate when like Steve Vai and people just put talking in the middle of like these instrumental sections. Fran, I didn't say everyone. I said 95% of bands. See you, Scott. Okay, let's see where this goes. Okay. Sounds like the same effect that was on Falling Into Infinity. Churchy uses this effect on Falling Into Infinity. Jean. Like that. just went out again. What the fuck? This is seriously annoying. It's fucking Saturday morning. It should not be. Never used to have problems on Saturdays. Nice. Africa? Sasha and I's are like just totally inverted. I have 3 and 4 last. He has them first. I have 1 and 2 first. He has them last, and everything in between is the same. That should prove right there that Sasha and I are 100% opposite on our taste in music. I will say this song is a little boring for me. Arrow. Stab me in the heart. All right, there you go. Yeah, so this is kind of annoying that it's green and then it drops to red and then it goes back to green. So, I want to look into fiber because it's like consistent and it's a lot. But the problem is I hate AT&T, which is the fiber that we have here. And from what I read, if you get fiber, it doesn't use like a normal modem. And I spent like a lot of money on this modem, and I like this modem. I don't want to have to like buy a new fucking modem just for, fiber shit. So I'm really reluctant from changing, but if it keeps doing this all the time where the upload speed is fucking 10 megabytes per second, that's not good enough for, obviously, live streams. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do if it continues to do this, because I'm not going to continue to just like be annoyed by the fucking connection going from excellent to nothing every fucking time we do a live stream. So good job, Michael. Those first 2 songs, for sure, Chicago songs, were the best on the set for me. They will be going on playlists, and we are here on Monday, which is a holiday, and that will be, whose set is that? Whose set? That is a Sasha set on Monday. So come hear some Stradivarius, because I'm sure that's going to be on there. I don't know for sure, but usually that's what it is. And we will be here then. You guys have to look at the schedule because there's some like gaps. And the reason there's a gap is I just scheduled a trip to Denver on July 3rd to 10th. So that weekend, whatever the 4th weekend is, I'm not going to be here. So we're not going to have any sets that Saturday or Monday. And then, of course, every other Monday is weird because I'm not going to have a set when I have my orientation/presentation for 4 hours. So you guys got to keep up on the Excel doc for the... But I think we're all loaded up. We just got a new one. Mr. Jim was kind enough again to give somebody a set. So we have a Nick D set that was just put up. That would be on Saturday, July 12th. So we are like a month and a half out right now. And then I think there's a one coming after that. So lots and lots of sets, people. And let's get this freaking internet fixed so we don't have any problems. But you all have a good one. We will see you later. Peace.